Hi, hi everyone. It's Sailor Moon, Serena here, doing a live stream. I know I haven't done one since, oh God, it would have been last month, you know, when I got in the mood to want to do a live stream or not. When you gotta forgive me for clearing my throat because this always seems to happen when I'm doing live streams or any kind of film. I always seem to be clearing my throat. I don't know why. Oh God, the shout out box isn't on. All right, now it's on now. Sorry for clearing my throat, but it always seems to happen when I do a live, any kind of film, upload a live. That always seems to happen. And I know there's going to be folks out there who will skim that out. They'll say, "Oh well, I'll just have to skim it out." Well, good for you, then. If you're one of those folks out there that likes to skim your workout, then there you go. You got something to skim out. The coughing, the sneezing, the burping, the clearing of the throat. I don't do any of that. But if someone is into that and has skilled any of the film skimming tools, then by all means do it. If you do it to your own film, I'm not going to do it to mine. Well, I did have someone come on and did thumb it up, and then they left. You know, I don't know who they were. I can't tell you. Sorry for clearing my throat again. I can't tell you if they were, I can't tell you if they were onlooker. I can't tell you if the onlooker or seer or watcher was a follower or not. You know, you, yeah, the live stream doesn't tell you who they are. It just says, oh, you got someone watching. Oh, well, someone gave you a thumb up. And if you happen to be a mate, it'll say, oh, well, someone just gave you some gal through the overchat or something. Well, that's about it. It doesn't, really tell you that much beyond that. I came on the live stream. I had to shift my live stream on because it seen that it was shifted off. Why? I don't know. I just had to do that. So I know it's been some time since I've done a live stream or live streaming or whatever you want to call it. I had done one live thing like last month, and it's been some time since I've done it. Now, a lot of folks out there might think that what we might think that the might think that we being, we would be an outcast or we'd be a black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership, and I would say no. I mean, yes, there probably were some folks that were guilty of the gatekeeping. We haven't really dealt with any of that lately, but there were some who did it in the early days. It goes, hello, Sailor Moon. Hope to see Sailor Earth Ernest today. I like him. Give him a show like, well, we'll see. I did do my last live stream, I think I did last month. I did have all the Sailor fighters in it, the inners. And I had all the Sailor fighters in it, the inners. So I had Mercury, Quicksilver, Venus, Hell World, Mars, Red World. What would Jupiter be? Green World? I don't know. And I did have Earth in it. So I did. So there was a film like that on my last live stream. I think I did last month. Now, anyway, I haven't really dealt with any gatekeeping nowadays, but in the past I had dealt with it. Folks that if you said you liked Deke or Cloverway's take on Sailor Moon, and oh, you weren't a true Sailor Moon follower or something like that. But no, the true gatekeeping really didn't happen until Ernest P. Worrell or Ernest became Sailor Earth. Then that's when some of the gatekeeping happened. Now, there was a fellow on this website, which he's no longer on anymore, but at the time she was. She went by the handle of Sailor Moon Fan Dubber or Sailor Moon Lover Speaker. And she started getting into her head that Ernest, being Sailor Earth, was a slight on Naiko Takiguchi or Takenchi, however you say her kin name, I don't know. And she believed it. She truly believed it to the grounds where she was making a whole rant film about it. About how Sailor Earth was meant only to slight Naiko Takiguchi, and no one should take this and everyone should know that the Sailor Moon followership was being besmirched by, I don't know, and it wasn't true. Later on, then I make a film after this film was made, and keep in mind, this may have been 2010 YL, or this may have been 2011 YL, I can't tell you. And I make a film saying, oh, look, I'm sorry that I spoke about these things. I'm sorry that I liked the Deacon Cloverway when you don't like them. I'm sorry that I made Ernest Sailor Earth and everything like that. And it's sad that I wasn't the one that had to say I was sorry. Well, it's true. Sailor Moon Fan Dubber, a Sailor Moon follower speaker, did say she was sorry for the film she made back in the day and sorry for the gatekeeping, which I guess, yeah. And then she started, and even before that, she was like saying, you want me to unfollow you if you keep on making films I don't like? Because apparently she liked the Toei offshoot, and I liked the Deacon Cloverway one at the time. And if you said you like one, you like Deacon Cloverway or the other, oh well, then you were against her, whatever. Well, she's gone now, no longer on the website anymore. But that was the only time that Dwayne ever dealt with gatekeeping. It says, hello, how are you doing today? Well, I'm doing all right, if you're asking me. Asking him, I don't know. He's probably going to say, oh, yeah, very good. How are you? Love it. All right. Very good and kind. How are you? Now, I know that I'm not a mate of any kind. So you're not going to be seeing the over chat, the over talk. So, yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello, Michelle, or whatever. Hello, Michelle. I didn't know that you were going to come on my YouTube live stream, but I guess you did. So, we just got done talking about the gatekeeping that befell me, about how someone thought that Ernest, being Sailor Earth, was a slight against Naiko Takiguchi at the time. Whoever you say her kin name, I don't know. And that was the only time that I ever dealt with gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership. In the early days of the Sailor Moon followership, well, at least when I first started, if you said that you like Deacon Cloverway instead of, well, now it would be, they would say, oh, you're not a true Sailor Moon follower. Oh, you're too lazy to learn another speech. Oh, well, that's what they believed. It said you can bring Jesus on Sailor Moon. Hi, Sailor Moon. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of folks on my live stream that I didn't think I would get on. So, anyway, getting back to the whole gatekeeping bullshit. If you said you liked Deke or Cloverway, they would say you weren't a true Sailor Moon follower. If you didn't know all their Dawnlandish borrowed names, and if you know, like that one, then you weren't. See, nowadays, you got the Viz one, and there's still kind of folks that gatekeep on that, because that's the one that they say, oh, we should have gotten that one back in the day. So, not so much a gatekeeping anymore in the Sailor Moon followership. Thank God. You know. But I did get a lot of hate back in the day. Which real like God here. It said, I got a few, it said, there's a new names or Zoe site in the deep one. You know, Zoe site. Yeah, it's the same name, just a shifting on the spelling, that's all. And I know someone out, Zoe site is Zoe site, just say shifting on the name. So, it said, can you bring Jesus on the stream? I want to see Sailor Moon and Jesus talk. Oh, well, me and Jesus have talked many times. Yule time, Easter. So even if I don't bring him on my live stream, you're probably going to end up seeing him sooner or later on my YouTube fairway sooner or later. Everyone likes to ask, oh, Sailor Moon, Serena, what's your worship? I'm Christendom. That's my worship. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I know that the Deacon Cloverway really kept away from a lot of those things, and that included worship. Hell, even Viz really didn't. But that was my worship, though. You know. So sorry for clearing my throat. So so now I'm going to talk about something. So now, you got Sailor Moon Cosmos or Sailor Moon World, which was only out last month in Dawnland. And so far, no one knows if it's coming out. No one knows if it's going to be coming out, the Netflix. No one knows. No one knows it's going to be put in English or written in English or whatever. No one seems to know. So I don't know what's going on with that, because I truly thought that I truly thought I'd be seeing it in a 6 month. Oh no, guess not. I guess we're not going to be getting it this year, because I haven't heard anything from anyone, and everyone's like, oh well, so the Sagas and Tales go something like this. Oh well, you see, Viz lost the rights to it, and someone else is going to do the English work. Oh, well, they're not going to put it in English. They're going to write it in English. Well, however they go by doing it, we haven't gotten in any offshoot. So your guess is as good as mine. It said, I like Sailor Mercury Quicksilver. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, it's good to know that. So, and a lot of folks always, I know someone out there is going to ask me, they never asked me before. They're going to say, oh, why don't you skim out your films? Why don't you cut out all of that? Oh, you were clearing your throat many times in this live stream. Oh, aren't you going to cut any of that out? No, I don't skim or cut or clean my films. I don't really trust or know how to work any of these film skimming tools that well. And the ones that I did work back in the day, well, they did a lot more to besmirch my work than they did to help it. And somehow, some way, I got 3,121 3,121 followers, and that's good for me. Yeah, it is. Now, there's a lot of folks that have been on this website a lot longer than me. Some of them mates, some of them not mates, who've gotten a lot more than I do. So I must be doing something right to get that. It's true, all my films don't really get a lot of watch time. Nothing I can really do about that. It said, Sailor Moon, quick asking thing. Do you think you can fight? It said, do you think you could fight against Gabrielle from Xena Fighter Eldling? First off, why would I be fighting Gabrielle for? I mean, why would I be fighting any follower of the 4-1 bonds of good? You know, folks always like to ask me, well, why would you be fighting why'd you be fighting this and that? Well, there goes clearing my throat again. So why would I be fighting Gabrielle to begin with? Why? She's a follower to 4-1 bonds of good like I am. You know, it said I was only wondering. Well, now I got 6 folks on right now. Someone else said Sailor Earth Ernest. It says, well, the saying that he says is Earth Star Make, Earth Star Might. Yeah. Yeah, that's what his saying was. You know, and I know there's going to be someone out there that's like, ooh, you broke the oversight. The oversight that says only girls can be fighters or keepers or whatever you want to call them. You know, yeah, well, I don't really care about that, you know, and I don't really think. And I know some folks out there don't really want to say, well, some folks are going to say, well, you can't really say the Sailor Starlights were the first to break the oversight. Well, some folks, in the Toei take, which Viz ended up getting the rights to do the English work with years later, and even with Sailor Moon, Sailor Star's follower were speaking, they were handled as men who shapeshifted as women. Well, when they shapeshift into the Sailor Starlights, their names was Jordan, Dustin, and Julian. And even if you don't want to see them as the first ones breaking that oversight, then you're going to have to give it up to Sailor Earth Ernest P. Worrell or Sailor Sun Snoop Dogg if you want to look at folks who broke the oversight. And some folks say, oh, well, I heard Naiko Takiguchi or Takenshi say it. Well, I don't know if anyone ever, folks like to put words in a lot of folks' mouths. And nowhere can I seek that she had ever said that I know of. It said, I'm going to go. Why are you going, Michiru? Why are you going, Michelle? I don't know why Sailor Neptune's leaving, though. I don't know why Michelle's leaving, though. But she is. I don't know why. All right, you have to go, then you got to go. You know, it is what it is. Thank you for coming to my live stream. So, anyway, it goes, does Sailor Moon wish, it said, do Sailor Moon wish that, no, I don't think so. And first off, I'm not even going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that asking thing, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not. We just hope that I'm getting the right one. So, no, I'm not going to even answer that. Someone, yeah, well, there. You always get someone coming on your live stream. They're always going to ask you something bad. It goes, my friend, do you live Dragon Ball Z? I have heard about that drawing film, Lindworm Ball Z. But no, I never truly watched it, but I have heard about it and seen things from it. You know. Well, anyway, so I just had to hush and lock someone on my YouTube live stream who asks me some kind of, I'm not even going to answer it, what the asking thing was. Everybody who read it probably knew what it was, and I'm not going to answer it. It said, do you play any film games, my good friend? Yes, I play film games. Back in the day, I played Sailor V film games. Then I played God Running, mostly mostly with Sailor Venus Mina, and also with Ernest Sailor Earth. I also end up playing the WWE games. So yes, I have played film games. And then Summer nine between 99 Whale goes, huh? Hopefully that has answered your asking thing. Ugh. It says, me, me too. I play film games also. Yeah, but I don't really do very well with the film games, as you know. I am up losing on them every time I played them. So I didn't do very well, you know. It said, me too. Well, well, good to hear that. So good to hear that. Well, oh, all right. What else do we want to talk about here? So back in the day, there was two folks who were formerly in the Sailor Moon followership. I mean, there were a lot of folks who formerly were. I mean, there was Michael Loggy 86. I mean, there was Nick 2121. Well, those were their handles. And then there was also Megan Pussmacher. She's still around. Not on, hasn't been on the website in months, but years, but she's still around. Then there was CK Smith 08. Well, he's been busy. Well, one time there was a husband and a wife team that was Adam and Kate. Now, they were big Sailor Moon followers, and they used to, make. They would what they do is they would end up making the live take on the films that we made. So back in the day, we'd make some kind of film, and then they would make a live take on it. And then we used to talk a lot on Skype back in the day, you know, and they're no longer around anymore. But they were, I met them around, 2011, I think 2010, while the 2011 was how long they were around for. And so, you know how that went. So you know how I always wondered how I was always like, I wonder why someone never like, all right, let me get my track of thought here. What I mean to say is that you know how Dwayne might be the only one doing this, and before Dwayne there wasn't anyone doing with Sailor Moon. I mean, yes, you had Sailor Moon Jacob from 2020 YL until about 2023 YL, and he was gone. And then you had some other folks. Well, you know, and you got someone. That was about it. I mean, yes, you do kind of have someone else called Tina Warrior, whatever her name is, but she tends to make films, on all squeeze dolls from other drawing shows and drawing films, and not only Sailor Moon. But there really wasn't anyone doing this until Dwayne showed up and did it in 2008 YL under the handle of Sailor Moon Red back in the day. I mean, yeah, SpongeBob and Mickey and Mario and Sonic, they were already spoken for, but Sailor Moon wasn't being done at that time. So I know that there's not really very few folks you could go to that do the same thing. I mean, there are folks that do it with drawings. I mean, a lot of my other fellow Sailor Moon followers, some of them do it with drawings, but very few of them do it with the dolls. So that was about it. It said, "What do you mean?" It said, "Does that mean, my friend?" It said, "I've been on YouTube since." Yeah. Well, my first YouTube fairway was Sailor Moon Red. So, and then that was from 2008 YL to 2010 YL. Then it got hacked. Never know how it happened. Then it was Sailor Moon Red 1 from 2010 YL to 2011 YL. It was fake flagged. Sailor Moon's Best One. It lasted for about a year. 2011 YL to about 2012 YL. Fake flag, Sailor Moon's Best One, Sailor Moon's Best Two. Then came Sailor Moon on YouTube. Sailor Moon on YouTube misspelled U. This would have been 2012 YL again. And then Sailor Moon Red 1, 2, 3, 4 from 2012 YL the 23rd between YL. And then Sailor Moon Tube 11, which I end up calling Sailor Moon for Life since 23rd between YL. I'll tell you why. Because whoever fake flagged my shit and whoever on the website has shut it down didn't really do such a good work, because they let me still make all my login things to make my new fairway. And I have been in, and you know how that goes. It goes. So now you know the yesteryear, and you know this isn't the first one. But Sailor Moon for Life has been around for 10 years, longer than all those other Sailor Moon fairways I did. And it's sad, because you got some folks who have been on YouTube while they've been having their website, their fairways on Useway, fairway since the beginning. Now, I'm going to make a guess over how the hacking happened. But at the end of the day, I truly don't know. Back in the day, we'll say from 2005 YL to about maybe need be 2010 YL or so, you could make a work name or a handle, and you could have your step word. Now your Google reckoning and your YouTube things could be two unlike logins. But then around 2011 YL, this was before they made it where your Google wire and your step word became your login. So back in the day, I had Serena77. No, Sailor Moon was the login for Sailor Moon Red. And then Serena77 was the login for Google back in the day. And my guess was there was someone who had just kept cracking at it, kept hitting at, someone that had no life and kept on guessing it from 2008 YL to 2010 YL and said, cool, I'm in now. As far as all the fake flaggings going on, someone hated me and just started fake flagging me. And there were folks at YouTube at the time or website at the time that they saw, they went, oh, well, if it's coming my way, it must need to be bad. Your guess is as good as mine. It said naming fairway is something that it had to choose. Well, back in the day, now your hand, that was in the early days of it. Nowadays, if you would make a login, it would still be your wire and your step word. Then you could name your fairway and then choose a handle. So anyway, it is what it is. And even though I got a lot of folks liking my work, I got a lot of folks that hated my work. And I was bullied from 2008 YL to 23rd between YL. Why? Who knows? Folks who thought this was sinful and unlawful. Others that thought it was shameful. Others that thought that someone who makes films like this has no life and they're lazy. Who knows what their ground, sake and why was for the bullying and the trolling. But they would make up all kinds of things. Almost every day it was write something mean on the film, write something mean on the fairway, make some kind of shameful, some kind of slight, some kind of shaming guilting film, all that shit. And keep in mind, I never really did anything to any of these folks. So, yeah. So then I just started hushing them and locking them. And they just gave up because I just stopped giving them whatever they wanted. Whatever they were getting from those years, they stopped getting it. It said, do you speak to any other speeches? No. Sorry, I only speak English. I don't speak any other speeches, Oh, and speaking of that, this is laughable because to this day, you're going to laugh at this. So I had someone on the website a long time ago who said that folks were just too lazy to learn another speech. And that's why Deacon Cloverway had to put it into English. And I laughed at that. You want to know why I laughed at that? Because I had someone who speaks English say that everyone's just too lazy to learn another speech. And I thought that was funny. Because at the end of the day, folks that like to go around and say you're too lazy for not learning another speech, and you see they're lazy, they're only speaking one speech. And she said that once to why she hated the English work. Well, what she probably does is she probably has the writings on. She probably has it written, probably has it in English, has it writing. After she said, "Oh, folks are just too lazy to learn another speech." Well, I'm sorry. I thought that was funny because she spoke English, so she was putting our fellow English speakers down. She was putting herself down too. Because maybe she felt lazy for only speaking English and not any other speech. And she said that was try to shame everyone for why. Oh, this is why Deacon Cloverway had to put in English. This is why. And it was before Viz worked with it, so you know how that goes. So, anyway, it is what it is. Another thing I'm probably gonna another thing I probably had to ask here is that, well, the answer you're asking thing, no, I only speak English. I don't speak any other speech. I'm sorry. Some folks can learn other speeches that fast. They can learn it from a disc, can learn it from a website. They can learn it from someone who speaks the speech. And then there are folks that take longer to learn it from a disc or a website or from a teacher. And then there's those that it never works. And sadly, I'm one of those folks. It just never works. I just cannot learn any other speeches besides the only speech that I speak. And some folks out there have this belief that if you only speak one speech, you're dumb or you're lazy or whatever they believe. It's almost if there's someone out there who learns your speech, but then they're going to say, "Oh, well, they learned your speech, but you're too lazy to learn their speech." Well, learning a speech is a choosing. If you want to learn another speech and you can learn another speech, then good. So anyway, my words, it said, was MJF fought AJ Lee's match, I thought it would be funny. Yeah, well, it was a good match. And I did it. You said you knew Kate Fairless in true life. Well, Caitlin Fairless left in 2020 or 29 between when the whole not for kids oversight came in. I guess she was frightened, believing that she didn't know what her films would be set to, and she didn't know what would happen to her, so she chose to leave. But she used to do a film used to do divas, used to do the EWE. And she would take all the women wrestlers, and then she would do her shows that way with them. And then she would ask me what I thought about other things happening in WWE. Then she would ask me, make a film talking about so and so did this in WWE or being in WWE or something like that. So yeah, she would ask me those things that you asked me, and that's why I first made a mistake of, thinking what I thought when I was wrong, because you were asking me things that she would ask me back in the day about some things. So anyway, it goes, well, yeah, I did get the word on that. Yes. It was a good match. I don't know if that's the way I don't know in your mind that's how you saw it going, but I did do it. It said truly the ground. She prolonged her, yes, and she also prolonged her learning and followership or guild. Well, first off, I never went to no followership or guild. All the learning I got was from and I learned everything I had to learn from year 5 to year 21. And I didn't really want to get any more learning. Why was I going to go to a guild or a followership? So the teachers all were all healers, because they had the rank healer at their name. And instead of the head teacher, you had the force setter. And so I could raise my hand like I've been doing for many years. And they could say, well, Serena, do you know the answer to this? Get, like I should have Patricia Haruna or Zed Long all over again. And for what? So I could get some kind of loner's alone that I have to yield back. No, thank you. And I know Sailor Mercury Amy would like to say, oh, you don't know. You might like guild or followership. No, I don't think so. I think I had enough learning I did. It's passable. I learned how to read. I learned how to write. I learned how to do reckoning track. It was good enough. But as anyone who chooses to go to a followership or a guild, either be a guild or a followership or a followership guild of some earldom or whatever, good for you. It said, I'm not going to lie. I laughed when you said she was, when she was her and it was not. Yeah. It said, do you watch any sports, my good friend? I only watch WWE, skilled wrestling. That's the only thing I do watch. It said, do you have no, I don't. I don't have a wireless Wi-Fi speaker. So even if I did make a reckoning with them, I couldn't do anything with it except log in and log out. So no, I don't have one with them. Sorry. All I have is Twitter or Gil or Facebook or Learbook or YouTube or Uway, and that's it. Those are the only websites I have. I don't got no Discord. Discord locked me in 28 between YL. And every time I want to make another one with them, they kept on saying forbid. Oh, this step word's no good. This wire's no good. So no, I don't have no Discord either. I don't have no TikTok. I don't got no Twitch. Why would I want Twitch anyway? I can do live streams on YouTube when I want to. So Twitch ain't no big deal. And no, I cannot make no shorts because I don't have no wireless far speaker. I wish they would let you make shorts on your Reckoner, but they don't. But I am going to be getting a new Reckoner next year in 2024 YL. We'll have small soft Windows 11 on it. And hopefully, if it's young enough, and I'm lucky enough, I could get small soft Windows 11 or 12 on it. But I won't know until next year how that all goes. It said, I have Learbook. I can add you as a friend. Well, you need to go on my profile, go on my homestead on YouTube or UA. Look where it says Facebook. Click on that, and then you'll be there. It's underneath Serena Sakino. So, yeah. And I know some of you folks out there are going to say, oh, Serena. Oh, Sailor Moon. You're a meatball head. For what? I don't know. Well, so far, we're not going to get anyone on here to start, So, anyway, they'll say that because they'll say, oh, you said no to followership. You said no to guild. Well, no, if I'm going to become young Queen Serenity of New Heaven one day, I don't really need to be highly learned beyond the high learned rank to get that, right? It's right. So someone else might ask, here I'm going to throw this one out here. I don't care about my double right. Everybody keeps talking about their double right. Well, I don't care about my double right. Yeah, I know it'll be my word against their word if someone ever want to do a fake double right, thing on my work. But really, it's not like I can afford to go to the Gavers Cop double right and trade work team and say, hey, I want to trade work. I want to double right all my films. Not like I can afford the fee for doing all that shit. So I don't really care about my double right. They're going to take your work and do whatever the fuck they're going to do with it either way, even if you can law work them or not. So I just don't really care about my double right. And some haters back in the day told me that I didn't own my work. Well, that was bullshit. It said only asking how long has AJ Lee been on the set. Well, I got AJ Lee's doll. We got her around 2012 YL. So she's been in TWF since 2012 YL. That should answer your asking thing. Anyway, well, sorry for clearing my throat again. So now we're going to get into something about, everyone like asking, oh, well, so you're still fighting for love and right. After all of these years, you're still doing that. Yes, I am. I never gave up doing that. A lot of you folks probably thought, oh, my show only ran for 5 followings if you go by the Toei and Viz work. 4 followings you go by the Deke and Cloverway work. But I never gave up fighting for love and right. Everyone's got their lover tales and lover sagas going on. Never gave up on that. And I sometimes, yeah. So yeah, that's how that goes. And everyone wonders where everybody came from. Well, most of all the dolls came from Amazon or Strong Woman. Some of them came from eBay, and that was about it. One of them came from a thrift shop, and that was about it, is where almost everyone came from. It goes, thank you for answering my asking thing. So I got to go. I tell Kate you said hi. Goodbye, Sailor Moon. See you tomorrow. Well, see you tomorrow, too. Well, all right. Now, for any of you folks that are still on here, here is going to be something that you can either scathe Dwayne on or not. It's not sinful, it's not unlawful, but Dwayne doesn't work. Now, he brought this up many years ago, and folks out there, said, oh, you're lazy because you don't work. Well, here's the thing. They're just making up stuff, self-casting things, because Dwayne helped out at home. And I don't know where they were getting all that from. And then Dwayne said he was on Team Stronghold Guild income help. And they started saying, you lied. You're a liar. You shouldn't be on that. Laziness isn't a handicap. Well, I never said laziness was a handicap or a learning or thinking bind. All right? I don't know where I don't know where they kept gotten the laziness from. I think they were just self-casting. I think they were lazy. Someone called them lazy, and they were just self-casting. You know? So, yeah, it looks like everybody's leaving now. And I only got, 4 onlookers now. Well, 3 onlookers now, if I can trust what it's saying. I know if I was well known, that I'd probably have a lot more folks on than what I did have. But then again, I was happy for everybody I did get on here. Sorry I can't be Glee for everyone, You know. So anyway, here's one little thing I'm going to say before I end this live stream. A lot of folks make the mistake. They think that we're offshooting from Toei or Viz. No, we are offshooting from Deke and Cloverway. Also from Path Pioneer, or I guess Path Seeker would be the English word for it. And Renaissance Atlantic, which I guess would be New Birth West Sea, offshoot of Sailor Moon. Not the Toei offshoot, not the Viz one. So you'll have folks that will call me Usagi, say, that's not my name. Not in the Deep world, not in the Cloverway world, not in the Pioneer world or the Pathseeker world. My name's Serena. And either in the Renaissance Atlantic or New Birth Great Sea one, my name was Victoria. And if you go by Smiley, then my name was Bunny. And someone told me by the Germanist offshoot, my name was Bunny on that too. So, and some folks started making a big deal about that. Hey, I don't care what you call me. You want to call me Usagi? Go ahead. You want to call me Bunny? Go ahead. You want to call me Serena? Go ahead. But keep in mind which world we're in. I'm in the Deacon Cloverway world, and in that world, he's in the Pioneer world or Path Seeker. I guess Path Seeker world or whenever Seeker world. My name was Serena Victoria Kemble. Then that was my full name in the Deep world. And then in the Cloverway world, my full name was Serena Usagi Sakino. So yeah. So I just had to say that out there. Because there's all going to be folks that are, going to say whatever name they want to say. Why? Who knows? A, some folks hated the Deke and Cloverway work. B, some of these folks, like the Viz work and then want to believe that is everything should offshoot from that and, are just like name casting, Like even when I watched the Viz work, I put all the borrow names that Deke gave them. The Frenchist, the Latinist, the Hebrewist, the Spanish, the Farsius, you know, you know, borrowed names instead of the Dawnish borrowed names. So, yeah. So anyway, I just want to say thank you to everyone who came on my live stream. I know that it might not have been the most glee of all the live streams I've made, going back to 25th Between YL when I was doing Google Hangout, which would be earnest. No one really watched those live streams, and that was just a way to get my films up until I could do uploads again. So yeah. All right. I don't know if anyone else is coming on. And it looks like I got 3 folks watching, but they don't want to say nothing in the they don't want to say anything in the in the shout out boxes. That's what I call it. Well, well, sorry for that yawn. Sorry for yawning there. I'm not going to be cutting out the clearing of the throat or the yawning or anything else in that. I know that's something else that's something else that the haters and trolls out there hated the most, was when I didn't cut nothing out or clean nothing out. They would say, oh, skimming is your friend. Well, it may have been their friend, but not my friend. Well, looks like I'm going to have to end this live stream soon. Now, I got 4 folks watching, 6 thumbs up. If that was, 6 thumbs up, 4 folks watching. Sorry for that yawn. Yeah, sorry for that yawn coming out. Well, sorry for that yawn coming out. Anyway, so, what am I going to say? So, also, there seems to be Bandai has been making my dolls on and off since 9 Between 92 YL or something like that. So they make Sailor Moon Eternal or Sailor Moon Forever dolls. And those are like the newest dolls that look like this, but whatever. And I know everyone wants to get them. Well, I'm happy with my Bandai Irwin toy dolls. All right. Whatever offshoot of the Sailor Moon dolls you want to get or you can afford, that's up to you. But I like the Bandai and Irwin toy ones. And some folks had the belief that everyone, yeah, you see over there? You see over there? Look. Before I end this live stream, I'm going to shift over and I'm going to show you this was my Irwin Toy 2001 YL doll. I'm going to shift over and I'm going to show you what my Bandai 9 Between 95 YL doll looked like. They're yawning coming out. Well, here I am, folks, and my Bandai 9 Between 95 YL doll. As some Sailor Moon followers and doll gatherers out there like to scathe and shame and slight and say, oh, it's ugly, or it don't look good. Hey, I like this one. I like both of those ones, And I know that some of you folks out there was like, oh, geez, Sailor Moon, Serena, how did you shift over? How did you go from your 2001 YL Irwin toy doll to your 9 Between 95 YL Bandai doll? I don't know. It's Moonlight. And I'm really going to mislead you, because then I'm going to come back as the Irwin one and the Bandai one at the same time. So anyway, I just want to say, tell everyone, thank you for coming on my live stream. Thank you for everybody who wrote something in the shout out box. Anyone who has chose to follow me, thank you for doing that too. I, Sailor Moon Serena, and I'll see you later. Bye.